What's happening, everybody? It's your resident supervillain, Mr. J. Washington, back once again. And this time I'm coming at you guys with my thoughts on the very first season of SYFY's Krypton. Now, if you listen to the Trusty Sidekick podcast, which you should be doing, first of all, if you're watching this and you have not subscribed on iTunes and downloaded the Trusty Sidekick podcast, I need you to get your life together, get your laughs on myself and Bobby Hill. I promise you, as much information as we give you just as many laughs, and you are not going to want to regret it. So go ahead and do that. But on the podcast, from the initial announcement of this series, I was so anti it. I was like, yo, I'm not for this. Why do we need the story of Superman's grandfather? Who does that surface? At what point are you just reaching for content? At what point are you just reaching for something to do? So I was so anti-Krypton. And then I said, you know what? It's going to come out regardless. You got to talk about it. Watch it. So watch the first episode. I was like, okay. Cameron Cuff does a great job at what he's supposed to do. We get the introduction of Adam Strange. It sets up the plot line, the storyline. We start hearing about Black Zero and things like that. Okay. Second episode, I'm like, hold on, let's see what is going. It's building. Third episode, I'm like, okay, we're getting very Game of Thrones-esque with all the houses, the Vex, the Elves, the Zods, and so on and so forth. And I'm like, let's see what happens, right? I talked to my buddy Jason Inman. And he was like, look, I've talked to some people who said by episode 5, 6, episode 5, 1, and 6, business will really pick up. So stick with it, and it'll go. And it'll pay off in a sense. Now, me, I'm like, why do I have to wait this long for it? Why do I have to sit back and just hold in this knowledge that, not even knowledge. Why do I have to hold in the fact that, okay, this show hasn't picked up speed, but I gotta wait till it gets halfway through its season for me to enjoy it. But nonetheless, episode 5 came in, we started getting the introduction to Brainiac, because I was like, okay, cool, this is working. I mean, we started talking about him, but we started seeing him more. I wasn't a fan of the whole voice of Rao thing. I was glad when that was done, but it got to the point where we started finding out more. We meet General Zod, played by Colin Salmon, who I am such a fan of, which I was loving it. And then we discover that he is the son of both Seg-El and Lyta Zod. And it's like, okay, this is an interesting story. Fast forward, we get to the season finale, and you see Brainiac in his full splendor, destroying and wrecking shop. We all meant to say this beforehand. We got the introduction of Doomsday. And I was like, why couldn't we get this Doomsday in the Batman v Superman film? Because this Doomsday looks like Doomsday. But Brainiac happens in the season finale. Everything starts to happen. Time starts to change. We get Seg-El's grandfather out of the Phantom Zone where Zod was, and so much starts coming to fruition. And then Brainiac is initially defeated, in a sense, by taken into the Phantom Zone. And at the very end, you see Doomsday break free and is about to wreck shop on Kandor City. So it started making me go, wow, this put a cliffhanger out there that I need to see season 2. I never thought I'd say that. I never thought I'd have been in this position where I'm like, yo, I really enjoyed Krypton its first season. As having been a diehard skeptic on this, had been someone who was like anti the idea. We're doing too many prequel stories, unnecessary ones. You know, people know how I feel about Gotham already. There is a video, What's Happening with Gotham. You should check that out. But I grew into this. I liked it. The acting was solid. The twist and the turns of Adam Strange, the usage of Superman's cape disintegrating, meaning time is running out, and then it coming back and now having the merged El-Zod insignia. I was like, yo, this has a great story where it's going. I mean, the only issue I still run into it is, we know, I won't even say it's an issue anymore, because that changed things, because it was like, we know where the end of this goes. We know this leads to Seg-El not giving birth himself, but meeting someone and conceiving Jor-El, which in turn we know leads to Kal-El, aka Superman. But now I'm like, yo, y'all made some great decisions with the show. I'm looking very much forward to season 2. I want to see how this Doomsday angle is handled. I hope Doomsday is not eradicated within 5 episodes. Doomsday, if you're going to use him as a villain, granted he comes back and kills Superman later, you can't destroy him, you can contain him again as he was. So hopefully they do that. Hopefully the Adam Strange angle plays a little bit more. We get other Superman-esque allies who have been around for generations. Maybe we get a Martian Manhunter-esque type individual. We get somebody out there in space, things like that. But this enough about my feelings. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Did you like this season of Krypton? Were you a fan of it? Did it grow on you? Are you looking forward to a second season, or do you believe this should not have happened at all? Let me know your thoughts below, all right? Like, subscribe, click on that notification bell. Make sure you check out all the videos I got coming out. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Mr. J Washington, MrJaywashington, And as I said in the beginning of this, make sure you check out the Trusty Sidekick podcast. And myself and Bobby Hill, we're getting you caught up on everything in the Marvel and DC live action and cinematic universes. With that being said, I will holler at you guys later. Take care. I'm out of here. Peace.